Yes, hello, it's me, producer, and I'm here on the Bumperpodcast. And today we're going to play a new game. We're going to clean the slate. We're going to do things a little bit different.
Hey.
And we're going.
Hey.
Hello, Natty.
Hey, producer, what's going on? This is some wacky little music we guess is new. I think, all right, whatever. Hey, everybody. Thanks, producer. I'm just going to take it from here if you don't mind.
Totally fine. It's your show. You know, I'm just a producer. I'm just a frog over here pushing the buttons and doing the things. And, you know, it's you do whatever you want, man. It's fine. It's totally cool.
Now, hello there, producer. Hold on one second. I got a little tick going there. Yeah. Now, it is Rufus. Am I sound okay? All right, it is Rufus T. Rufus here, and, producer, if you ever need to work on your contract, then of course you know who it is to work with, and who to contact, and who to infract, and who to
infract.
Low jack. That would be me. All right.
No. Hey, Rufus. So anyway, it's me, Natty Bumpercar, and we've had a weird couple of weeks. Last week we talked about sad stuff. The week before that was kind of sad, and so now we've got this weird music that is, I guess, supposed to be happy. I don't. Who made this?
Hi, Daddy. It wasn't me. Cause it's me, Doodle Poodle, and I don't make music. I like to make drawings, and sometimes people say that music notes look like drawings on pages, but it doesn't work for me. I just like to doodle.
Yeah, Natty, I don't understand. Like, you're 2 minutes into the episode. Who's here so far? We got Rufus T. Rufus over there. I think Doodle Poodle we just heard. Producer was here. I mean, I heard your talk for a second. Now I'll be Aloysius.
Yeah, well,
what's this episode about anyway?
That's a great question. So I haven't been catching you guys up. I had 3 comedy shows last week. 3! Night after night after night. And it was so much fun. But here's the craziest thing that happened at one of them. It was an hour away, and I was so stressed out because there was a lot of traffic, and I was supposed to get there at 6:30. I don't know. But I was getting there at 7, and I was really nervous. And it was at a country club, which is like a big golf course, like a big fancy rich people golf course. And the way my map took me, it took me past the main entrance, which I didn't even notice because I was so insanely late. You know, like my brain was like, and
your brain wasn't looped.
It took me in through the back.
Wait, through the back. I was just gonna say, I hope your brain were you loop-de-loop?
Now hold on a second. If someone's gonna be loop-de-looping today, I need to know about that because I'm gonna have to get the human resources department up in here and infatuate some no, I don't even. But I know it's gonna be a situation.
Well, no, great. So no one was loop-de-loop. Everyone was fine. I was just, I was in such a rush and I wasn't super paying attention. And then when it took me into the back, like there was this giant barn and this big mountain of what is that? Mulch and stuff. And I was like, and tractors. There were tractors too. And I was like, well, this doesn't seem, this is weird. This isn't a normal entrance to a big ritzy golf course, but you know what? If this is the way the blue line is pointing me, then I guess this is the way I go. So I came in, went behind or past the barn, around the hill of mulch, and then there were 2 roads, one to the left, one to the right. The one to the left was overgrown and gravel. The one to the right looked like it was kind of more of a road. And so I was like, oh, well, clearly it's the one to the right. And I started going that way, and then the map was like, no, this isn't the way you want to go. You want to go down the scary gravel road. And so I pulled back, and I started going down that road.
Now, I'm wondering, as a lawyer of the law, of the bar system, if I am going to have to recuse myself from the rest of this podcast, as I don't want to be implicated or infatuated or irregulated by whatever information you're going to put out. If I have to represent you, Natty Bumpercar, in a court of law, then I don't want to have, let's say, split differences, if you understand.
Split. I don't think you're gonna have split differences from this situation, but maybe you will. I don't know.
Natty, one time I went to a family reunion in the swamp, and then we had several split differences that we still had to go to the doctor to family therapy to talk about with these split differences. It's been very difficult around the swamp. If, I can't look at people, I can't talk to people, I can't do anything, And normally us frogs are very close in the family relations, but it's because of these split differences that it's very difficult, so I'm going to say.
I'm pretty sure that split differences isn't even a thing, and it's just one of those things that Rufus says, and we don't, as we talked about in the meeting for the podcast, whenever Rufus, or any of us, you mostly, say these ridiculous things, we don't then have to respond to them as if they're true or real, okay? So, if Rufus is like, are you gonna pay me in pudding this week? You don't have to respond to that. You could just say, I'm gonna pay you, or just smile and walk away. You could just smile. That's fine, because what happens is we start to assimilate these things, split differences, into the podcast. People listening, they're driving, they're whatever they're doing, they're on their walks, maybe eating a scone. I'm so hungry right now. But they hear these things, and then they hear us continue to talk about them for a long time, and they're like, oh, do I need to learn about split difference? No, you don't, because it's gibberish. So anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Bumpercar.
Yeah.
Were you trespassing? I think that's one of the fears.
Yeah, I don't think I was. I mean, because the map, this isn't my defense, but the map took me to this road, and it took me behind the barn. And so once I couldn't go down the seemingly more roady road, is how I'm going to describe it, and I had to go down the scary road, right? And it wasn't overgrown, but there were bushes really close in. And it was basically the width of the car. It was a tiny little road. And again, my brain was just red flag, doesn't seem right. But I kept going. And about a minute and a half in, as I'm driving, and it's dark, really dark, headlights, it's night, everything. I start looking around and I'm like, well, okay, I'm on this little road. I'm just going to go really slow and, I'm right in the middle of the golf course. I'm right in the middle of, is that a sand trap? Is this a hill? I'm in oh gosh, I think I might be on a golf cart path. I think I might be driving on the golf cart path in my car to this show, to this benefit. Oh my gosh, what I'm going to get. And then
you're going to get in big trouble, because I'm looking over your insurance paperwork here and for the vehicle, and nowhere does it state that you are allowed to be operating machinery upon the links, the golf course, the greens, the driving range, all these things, the front peg, the back, the flags. I don't know a lot of stuff about golf courses, so I'm just kind of rattling some stuff off, you understand? But, you clearly were against the grain on this one.
Fine. I was against the grain. I don't care. But, I was so nervous. I was freaking out because I was at a point where I couldn't back out because the road was just too tiny, and I was looking. I put it in reverse, and you have a little camera, and the camera was just I don't think you should do it, man. And I was like, okay, and so I'm just gonna keep going forward. And then out of nowhere, this golf cart was on the golf, and it was flying at me, coming very fast.
Was it like a police golf cart? Do they have those? Did it have lights? Was it whoop whoop? This is golf cart police. Whoop, whoop. We're going to talk to you. I don't know. Was it like that?
No, it wasn't like that, but I do appreciate the KRS-One reference there. So, no, but it was just a guy in a golf cart, and coming at me real fast. And my window was still up because he kind of appeared and came over to me quickly. And he was yelling at me. And I through the glass, and the car is still running. And I mean, I wasn't driving, but it was. And I was just like, hold. I put up the hold on a second sign with the finger, like, excuse me, 1 second. I'm working on this.
And by working on this, you mean you were working on making the window go down? I don't understand. It's not really working. You push a button, it goes down. It's automatic, really.
Yeah, fine. But I was kind of freaked out, and it took me a second to push the button, and it went down. And the guy was in mid-yell, but the gist of what he was saying was, what are you doing here? You're driving on the golf course. And I was just like, bleh. Like that was me being nauseous. And I was like, I didn't, the road. And I started pointing at the screen, in my car. And I was like, map blew the line. Because here's the thing. Google Maps, like, they drive cars around. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say which map it was. It was Google Maps. But they have cars that drive around with sensors and cameras and whatnot that map the roads. But the golf cart lane, I'll call it, the little road, was mapped. So how is that even possible that I'm on a mapped road, but it's a golf cart road? And I was trying to explain, and he didn't really want to hear from me. He didn't really care. He was just like, follow me. And I was like, okay. And so I very slowly, like, he got in front of me and he's driving and I'm following. And then we get to a fork in the road, left or right. And he kind of pulls off, and I pull next to him. And he was like, go that way. And I was just like, oh, okay. And he was like, why are you even here? And I was like, this is my least favorite thing. I was just like, I'm the comedian? Which, I mean, no, you never want to say, I'm the comedian. I'm here to make people laugh. And he was like, well, park right there. Like, he was just yelling at me. And which I don't blame him. If it's his golf course and I'm driving on it, I would be upset too. But so then I parked, and then I made my way in, and I was late too, so that freaked me out. And then I got inside, and I was setting everything up, my microphone and everything, and yeah. And then the show happened.
No, the show happened. Did they lead you off after the show in handcuffs? Were you in country club, the brig, the jail, or whatever?
No.
Were you under the stairs?
No, honestly, they fed me. I did the show. It went fine. It wasn't the best show, but it was fine. And I even told them this story, thinking like, oh, you guys are not going to believe what happened to me tonight. And they were like, tell your jokes, silly man. And it was fine. It was great. It was fun. And then, so I had that show. And I think that's probably one of my favorite comedy memories that I can remember, certainly. Because it was just so silly. I was just like, this is such a me thing that has just happened. I'm on a golf course. Why? Why does this happen to me?
But do you think it's because the universe is out to get you?
No, is that a thing? Is that real?
Well, the swamp frog, where I'm from, there are some rumors about such things, and, so it's possible that maybe the things, yes, that have to get through, but, it's, hey, you do what you do, man. You could just kind of, okay? You right? Okay?
I know y'all make fun of me sometimes because I blither and blather and talk a little bit of gibberish, but that frog today, he ain't not making a lick of sense.
I agree wholeheartedly. This is why he's more of like behind the scenes, behind the boards. He's a button pusher, and that's fine. There's no problem with it. There's no issue, really. You're a great producer at what you do, which is producing, of course.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to my silly golf course story. I'm so happy that the Bumper Podcast is back to being silly. Maybe next week I'll tell you about how I got in a fight with the town council of my town and had to start an arts organization, an arts alliance, if you will. Or I can give you a progress report on the studio build out, where hopefully we're going to have some soundproofing so I don't have to listen to banjo barking and big motorcycles going by. Anyway, Bumper Podcastketeers, you know what you are? Of course you do. You're the best.
The Bumper Podcast is an oftentimes hilarious weekly romp with Natty Bumpercar and some of his pals. It is family-friendly, clean, and ridiculous. Thanks a bundle for listening. If you love our show and you'd like to help support the podcast, check out our Patreon page at https://www.patreon.com/Natty Bumpercar. Also, pretty please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Share it with everyone everywhere, post about it on all of the social medias, or leave a rating and review. The Bumper Podcast is produced at headquarters in Coffee Can Alley. It's recorded, mixed, and produced by producer. The Bumper Podcast features contributions from Aloysius J. Pig, Rufus T. Rufus, Doodle Poodle, Robot, Trunks, and a gaggle of other silly rascals. Our head talker is probably Natty Bumpercar. We also have an absurd newsletter. Check it out and subscribe at nattybumpercar.com/subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Natty Bumpercar. Hugs and hearts. See you soon.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.